I don't know about you, but remember we had such high hopes for, I blame Jimmy for AOC because I saw AOC on his show and I'm like, this woman's awesome and we need a lot more progressives like this in office. They're going to fight the machine. They're going to push back against the establishment. The main thing we wanted from all these progressives more than anything was to push back against their own establishment party. We wanted AOC, Ilhan Omar, Ayanna Pressley, Cori Bush, Jamal Bowman, who's nothing but a phony anyways, to push back against Nancy Pelosi. Go in there and rage against your own party who's kidnapped the leftist movement in America and fight back. Let's give us a voice. But we never got that. Instead, we got her calling her, we got AOC calling Nancy Pelosi mama bear and bending the knee. Well, the other day, Matt Gaetz said enough is enough. And this is something we wanted to see out of the leftist progressives so much. We wanted to see people within their own party, their populist movement, pushing back against the establishment. Here's Matt Gaetz throwing shade at now Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, for not doing what he said he would do. Could you imagine if the progressives did the same? Take a listen. This is Matt Gaetz.
On this very floor in January, the whole world witnessed a historic contest for House Speaker. I rise today to serve notice. Mr. Speaker, you are out of compliance with the agreement that allowed you to assume this role. The path forward for the House of Representatives is to either bring you into immediate total compliance or remove you pursuant to a motion to vacate the chair.
Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen? Can you imagine AOC on the floor saying that? Speaker Pelosi, you are out of line. You either do such and such or we will remove you from office. We didn't get it.
Violence? No.
We got suckered. But Matt Gaetz holding McCarthy accountable.
We have had no vote on term limits or on balanced budgets as the agreement demanded and required. There's been no full release of the January 6 tapes as you promised. There has been insufficient accountability for the Biden crime family. And instead of cutting spending to raise the debt limit, you relied on budgetary gimmicks and rescissions so that you ultimately ended up serving as the valet to underwrite Biden's debt and advance his spending agenda. Mr. Speaker, you boasted in January that we would use the power of the subpoena and the power of the purse. But here we are, 8 months later, and we haven't even sent the first subpoena to Hunter Biden. That's how you know that the rushed and somewhat rattled performance you just saw from the Speaker isn't real. At this point, during Democrat control over the House of Representatives, they had already brought in Don Jr. 3 times. And we haven't even sent the first subpoena to Hunter Biden. Power of the subpoena and power of the purse. Only thing the 118th Congress is known for at this point is electing Kevin McCarthy Speaker and underwriting Biden's debt. And unfortunately, there's only one of those things we can remediate at this time. Power of the purse.
Remediate means you. We're going to remove you, Speaker McCarthy. Do you remember what I think Malcolm X used to call the people who used to stand behind some of the Democrats, even after they got smacked in the face time and time again? Chumps.
Oh.
Called them chumps.
Well,
and there's Democrats out there, lefties in America, that are still standing behind the fraud squad. And you know what you are? Chumps.
Okay, here. Can I play crystal ball for a minute?
Yes, you can.
If I had to
I love your hair.
If I had to put on my weird Star Trek-like outfit and
my
blonde boyfriend and think about this, I go, he's just saying he's just doing a performance to hold the guy, which, okay, maybe he is. How come Democrats don't do that performance?
Exactly.
And also, I don't care. Let's say this guy is a huge piece of you-know-what, and he does any of the things, he just does them. That's really all I care about. I care about what they do, not the things they're saying and like, oh, does he mean it? You shouldn't even have to go through that. You should go, okay, they said this. What did they do? That should be the whole.
That's it. You don't care about the motives.
There shouldn't be a compromise where you got to go.
What's his motive?
Democrats are still 100 times better.
Yeah.
How are they? Well, Minnesota has weed.
Well, this argues against that point that the Democrats are 100 times better. That's why I brought this shit over here.
This is 1 times better than 2 times better than Democrats.
And during his confirmation, it was Matt Gaetz who held it up like 17 times. He refused to give in until he got what he wanted. And here's the thing. I always used to say...
That's great.
And here's something that's great, too, about Donald Trump.
his weird head shape because he did that.
When Donald Trump would go, there's a military-industrial complex over here. Like, people are like, well, he doesn't mean it. He's going to bow down to it. Who cares? Sometimes the rhetoric is important because it's educating the people out there to then go and have a movement to push against it. This is going to...
Wait, that's why the complex took it so seriously.
Yeah.
The military-industrial complex took Trump's, like, nonsense things that he blurted out very seriously, which is why we're where we're at.
Yep. Let's play the rest of this.
Leadership right now is asking us to vote for a continuing resolution. A vote for a continuing resolution is a vote to continue the Green New Deal, a vote to continue inflationary spending, and in the most troubling of fashions, a vote for a continuing resolution is a vote to continue the election interference of Jack Smith. Mr. Speaker, we told you how to use the power of the purse. Individual, single subject spending bills that would allow us to have specific review, programmatic analysis, and that would allow us to zero out the salaries of the bureaucrats who have broken bad, targeted President Trump, or cut sweetheart deals for Hunter Biden. September 30th is rapidly approaching, and you have not put us in a position to succeed. There is no way to pass all the individual appropriations bills now, and it's not like we didn't know when September 30th was going to show up on the calendar. I must be better, you must be better, and this House must be better, for it is the last best hope for tens of millions of Republicans.
Not just Republicans, I think. And don't get me wrong, there's some stuff over here, Kurt, that I'm not going to agree on. They want to cut spending in certain areas where I wouldn't like that, and, obviously. But here's the thing. He's going forth for his constituents, and he's fighting for them. I
don't make a false idol of these people. And that's the thing. People get disappointed. Like, they're like, oh, they suck. What did they get done? Because historically, a lot of things that got done, like Lincoln, I don't know if you heard his other speeches, he was kind of racist, right? But that slavery... that was what little they did of that was good, at least.
Yeah.
What did they do? That's all I care about.
Yeah, I hear you. The results. And here's the reason why you know that you've been suckered if you still pay attention to the fraud squad and you think that these Democrats are 1,000 times better than Republicans.
But Chenk's book is coming out.
Look at this. This is from Jamal Bowman, right? Jamal Bowman. Jamal Bowman. Right. Jamal Bowman got nothing going on. Okay, how do we know this? Because if you got nothing going on that you can't speak about, you got to go after and try to smear the guy who is trying to get stuff done. Go after your enemy. Holy cow. All hell is breaking loose on the floor of the House. Matt Gaetz is threatening to launch a mutiny against Kevin McCarthy and oust him from power. I got to read over here. To the Speaker of the House, this is what you created. You are the worst kind of coward, and you now reap what you sow. He's going after... going after Gaetz for going after McCarthy.
Hey, Jabal Moment. That's really street of you to tell him to keep his name out your mouth too.
Oh my God! I mean, this guy, he's got nothing going on. He cannot talk about anything he's doing. He could just hate on everybody else. He's got nothing going on because he's a progressive because he ain't a progressive.
Look what he's yelling at him about. Like, oh my God, this is the guy that's supposed to be with the radical
left,
the squad that's going to knock down the House. That was the Netflix doc I saw about AOC. And he's like, oh my God, you guys are having a revolution in your party and you're not even controlling everyone.
Yeah.
Like, he should have a powdered wig and like a Scarlet Pimpernel while he says this to him.
Yeah. Let's finish up what he has to say here. While the extremists are a small minority, you have cowered before them and allowed them to lie. Intimidated and strong-armed their dangerous political ends. Instead of leadership, you have shown nothing but cowardice. You care about nothing except your own power. So he's saying that this is just Matt Gaetz doing it for his own internal needs.
P.S. Do you even want Ukraine to win?
I can't read any more of that crap. I had enough of this guy.
A Jabal Moment letter.
Jabal Moment. But you could feel, I mean, it's mind-boggling to me to see Matt Gaetz doing what we all thought the progressives were going to do. We put AOC in power. We supported her and Ilhan Omar and Cori Bush and Rashida Tlaib, because we thought that they were going to stand up to the power within their own party. That's specifically the number one reason.
Well, the Netflix
stand
doc,
up to Nancy
yeah.
Pelosi. Sorry.
The Netflix doc did promise that in Knock Down the House.
Knock down the house.
And they showed AOC, and I didn't know at the time that referred exclusively to like suntan lotion standards.
She's doing real work there. Oh, the progressives are doing real work.
Isn't even here. I mean, what country is this?
Jabal Malman, thumbs down.
Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Tampa, Boca Raton, Orlando, Dallas, Houston, San Diego, Bloomington, Illinois, Indianapolis, and Levittown, New York. Wow, that's a lot of dates. See you there.